Hey, I'm back in the garage. It's been a while since I've done any turning on the lathe, but that's mainly because it's gotten too hot out here, and yeah, I just wasn't gonna just sweat myself to death out here. And plus, I don't have an air conditioning system in here or anything to help cool down the place. So, but it's kind of been bearable right now. So, I figured I'd try a little experiment. Now, I've heard people say that you can turn almost anything on a lathe, and it got me wondering, what can I turn on the lathe? So I'll be doing a little series where I just take different items and see that if I can turn them. So for the first one, I had a couple of these lying around, and I figured I'd try something like this, and we're gonna put a baseball on the lathe. Now, this is a Rawlings. This is one of the most popular brands of baseball. And so, what I'm going to do is that, so I've put it as close to its axis as I can possibly can. It's kind of hard to draw off the axis with it being a spear and all. But so anytime I choose one of these, I'll choose from my tools. And in this case, I'm going to use my bowl gouge to turn this. This is just to see if I can do it. Let's see, I mean, you could use a scraper on there. Would not recommend using a skew. But outside is made of leather. This they usually have a rubber core on the inside wrapped with, I believe it's nylon on. Yeah, I may be wrong on that, but so we're just going to try if I can cut through the leather and see if we can get all the way through. But before I do that, I figured it'd be interesting since I have it on here. This would be a good chance to show you what a baseball would look like in flight. Now, a lot of pitchers use fastballs, sliders, curveballs. A four-seamer is usually in this orientation where you have when you have one full rotation, you have four seams spinning right at you. Same thing with a curveball. It's usually in this orientation. And in my research, the average spin of a major league baseball pitch is around 2,200 RPM. So I figured I can show you what it looks like in flight. In order for me to get to 2,200 RPM, I have to put this in the high setting, the third gear. And I'm going to show you, I can show you this if this was in a fastball and if it was a curveball. See, a fastball would create topspin or backspin rather, causing it to fly relatively straight in flight. A curveball would spin the other direction and cause topspin, which will make it dip at the end. So in order for me to simulate a fastball, I got to put my lathe in the reverse setting. So you can just imagine this, if you were facing the pitcher, if you were facing a curveball, and don't worry, I have not forgotten about safety. I've locked this down and I got my face shield on just in case anything goes wrong. So I've set the speed to 2,200 RPM. So this is what and in order for me to simulate a fastball, I put it in reverse. So this is what a major league fastball would look like if you were facing it. Yeah, that's about the average rotation of a fastball. Yeah, it's about at the point where you can hardly find the seams anymore. But I'm going to now put it in forward, and this is what it would look like if it was a curveball. Yeah, I can now tell why batters are usually fooled by this. There's hardly any difference between it, even though that you know that it's spinning in a different direction. So is that the point where it just fools the eye? Okay, so yeah, I figured it would be fun to show that. So in order for me to attempt to turn this ball, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna use the bowl gouge, and I'm gonna adjust the rest a little higher, but I gotta set you down. So what I'm gonna do is that, just to try to simulate the curveball, I'm gonna put this at 2200, and like I said, this is just to see if this works out. Like I said, I got safety in mind here. Got my face shield, and like I said, I'm going to attempt to try to cut it down this way. I'm going to try to not get as aggressive as a cut. So let's see. Getting up to 2200 RPM. Right, now chances are I'm going to cut into the seams first, but let's see. I'm actually getting a good bit of the leather. So yes, we can turn a ball, and let's see. Believe it or not, it feels a little damp in there. So yeah, I'm getting a little worried about the speed. I'm going to turn it down there. I was just trying to see if I could do it with a Major League spin on it, but let's see if I can do the rest of this. Okay, pretty much got most of the leather off, and it looks like a, I want to say that's cork, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there's enough for me to remove the rest of the leather. Let's take this off. Okay, so yeah, there is the leather on the outside. I'm gonna turn this around so you can see. So this is the outside of the leather, and you can see on the inside, wound up with some, yeah, looks like nylon. Again, I may be wrong, but. And you see on the inside, we have, like I said, it looks like cork. I'm gonna have to look that up. But it's interesting to see what that looks like on the inside. It feels a little sticky up here. I'm going to assume that that's some sort of glue to hold it on. But yeah, so. I mean, if I wanted to, I could continue turning this and keep going down, but this was more of a proof of concept. So yeah, you can pretty much you can pretty much turn a baseball on there. I would not recommend going to 2200 because if you've ever been hit with a baseball, it hurts. I mean, yes, just the leather, but it can still sting you. So, but yeah, you could probably make something out of this. So, just something I wanted to try here. And like I say, if you have a suggestion for me turning anything on the lathe, as long as it's not anything harder than high-speed steel, then yeah, I can give it a try. So nothing metal or concrete or anything that can be dangerous. So yeah, I just wanted to try it out, and yeah, I will see you guys later.